2017. Oh boy, what a year 2017 was. 2017 in general was a very, very big year. It was a tough year for me. A lot of things happened, a lot of things went by, but, 2017 is almost over, a few more days left. So, with that being said, I had to see some films this year, and I didn't see as many as last year, but this year, I've seen some pretty bad films. I got a lot of them to talk about. The worst list for me was kind of easy to really do this year just because I knew what bad films there were and what films I despised the most. So with that being said, let's go through my honorable mentions, shall we? All Eyes on Me, Power Rangers, The Dark Tower, Kong Skull Island, Logan Lucky, The Circle, Sleepless, The American Death Note, and finally my last honorable mention, Chips. Let's get into my top 10 worst films of 2017. All the films I gave a giant 0 to. That being said, let's get started.
Number 10.
Alright, so I'm not going to do any big shenanigans, not going to do anything really stupid this year, no cursing challenge or whatnot. I'm just going to be honest with most of these movies. So, starting things off, we got a god-awful January movie is Underworld Blood Wars, my first zero of the year. This movie was very forgettable. Really had nothing going for it. It's another forgettable sequel in these Underworld movies that no one gives a crap about, and what's the point of everything in these movies? They're just here just to be there, and they're all January films, so
I didn't even bother with that film.
Underworld Blood Wars is pretty stupid, and it's very forgettable. Don't see this movie.
Number 9.
Number 9 is probably the worst animated film of the year, the Emoji Movie. Holy
Wow,
crap.
that low.
It's low because a lot of the other films I saw this year were pretty bad. For general animation, this year was pretty bad in films. The Emoji was the cream of the crop of the bad animated film. Actually, no, it was not, because I actually have one more coming up in a little bit. It really doesn't have much really going for it. It's just a bunch of marketing hacks trying to market to teenagers, and they do a terrible job. Most of this movie, I felt meh. I really could not stand any of this movie. The characters were bland. The villain, Smiley, is stupid. This whole movie was stupid and a complete waste of time. Don't waste your time watching this. Don't let your kids see us. If you want to actually get people to watch this movie, use it as torture.
Number 8.
ScarJo, you really disappointed me this year. Rough Night. God, this film was so bad. Rough Night is just one of those films that it's just a complete and utter mess. This movie's stupid. All the main characters are unlikable as hell, and they absolutely have no chemistry whatsoever. The plot's stupid. Like, how when the deaths happen is so laughably stupid. I was just like, did they really just kill him? Rough Night is definitely definitely will make you not want to drink that much, and definitely want to make you have a better night. If you do see Rough Night one night with your girlfriend or as a day movie, you'll definitely have a rough night, that's for sure, because this movie is complete and utter garbage. That's why it's my number.
Number 7.
Number 7, God, this movie. Why is this sequel happen? I understand the book series was great, but did really people want to see 50 Shades Darker? 50 Shades Darker is unbelievably bad. 50 Shades Darker is another sequel that we do not want to see. And trust me, as much as people I know that will love the 50 Shades books, they see the movies and they think it's fucking garbage. How do people like these movies? Like, who would even consider going to see this movie? I don't know how this was a success, and thank God they're not making 2 movies out of the third part. They're only going to do 1 movie out of it. I would not want to drag a date to see this movie, that's for sure.
Number 6.
This movie, for me, killed any faith I had in Amy Adams in general. Snatched. Fuck this.
Amy
No, sorry, no, I'm not, sorry. No, Amy Schumer, shit. I apologize, Amy Adams. I met Amy Schumer. First, your terrible comedy special, and now seeing Snatched?
Oh,
God, Snatched is so awful. Amy Schumer, I hope you really don't make another movie again, because you really don't need to be in any more films. Your career's gone downhill ever since Trainwreck, and there really isn't much really else you can do at this point. There's a tapeworm scene in this movie that completely made me almost throw up. I'm like, why? How this movie goes and how this movie's story is, it just makes you want to really just punch something. It really does. Just like, I'm just like, I really want to turn this movie off so badly, but I had to finish it, so I ended up finishing it. And I was like, Amy Schumer, please do not start any more movies. Your career's over. That's why it's my number 6.
Number 5.
If you thought the Emoji Movie was bad, wait till you see this movie. This is the worst animated movie of the year. It's probably one of the worst animated movies of the decade, and it completely killed the franchise for me. I love the old stuff, but now seeing Tom and Jerry and the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, it made me lose faith in what Tom and Jerry's going to do in the future, because literally all Tom and Jerry movies have been in the past couple of years have been unnecessary movies with unnecessary movie tie-ins with absolutely that makes no sense. Pretty much they ruined everything about the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Tom and Jerry all at the same time. How do you till two franchises in one movie, create this piece of shit? Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is the worst animated film of the year by far. Definitely way worse than the Emoji Movie. The animation quality is terrible. It ruins Tom and Jerry for a lot of people, and I don't know why they continue to make Tom and Jerry unnecessary films.
Number 4.
When you start off with a movie with diaper hands, you know how bad this movie is going to be. When you first see that scene, you know Diary of the Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul is going to be one of those movies you want to break your computer from. All the characters are unlikable, and these characters are stupid as shit. They have no idea how to calculate basic math. One of the main guys in the movie, like his brother, he literally says, with $1,000, you could buy 10 vans with that. Yeah, maybe 1970, but this is 2017, you dumb shit. The whole story's stupid. No one likes any of the characters. Every character is so fucking awful, especially the mother is complete and utter. This is a mother that you do not want to have at all.
Number 3.
The only thing I could say about my number 3 that's actually good is it's the end of the series. Resident Evil, the final chapter. God, this was my worst for a long time until 2 films came and beat it out. Resident Evil, the final chapter is one of the most rushed, poorly edited, and lazy movies I can remember. The editing is terrible. The action scenes are garbage. The monsters are garbage. And pretty much how this movie's resolved, it's just like, this is it? This is your big ending? Thank God it's the last one. Because I can't stand Mila Jovovich or any of her god-awful movies anymore. Screw the Resident Evil franchise. That's why it's my number 3.
Number 2.
Number 2. Holy Christ, this movie is bad. Fist Fight is one of those movies that makes you lose faith in the movie audience. Some people actually thought this movie was funny.
Yeah, that talent show
How?
scene, no.
How?
No.
That talent oh yeah, thank you. That talent show scene, that was great. Saying that I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I just sit there like, what parent would actually let their kids sing that? And in the first 5 minutes of this movie, you already know you're fucked throughout this whole movie. This movie is complete and utter garbage, especially leading up to the big fight at the very end. And it's just like, they pump this fight up so much, and it's like, they make Charlie Day look bad, they make Ice Cube look bad, everyone looks bad in this movie. So, with that being said, Fist Fight is one of those movies that makes you want to grab actually buy the DVD, so you could burn it in fire, or you could beat it with an axe. That's why it's my number 2.
It's number 1.
Number 1. I'm just gonna be completely honest for you guys, I don't need that for a second. This is the first time I have ever walked out or quit watching a movie before the very end. I had so many close calls, Unfinished Business, 1,000 words, like, I'm trying to remember.
50 Shades of Black.
50 Shades of Black, 1,000 Words. So many awful piece of shit movies over the years. Even movie 43, probably my second worst film of the decade, like one of my worst films of the decade. But this was the cream of the crop of absolute shit this year. This is a film that many people consider to be great. I asked you, what do you see in this movie? I can't understand what people like in this movie, especially one scene in particular. I said, you know what, fuck this, I quit, and I quit watching the movie. Number 1 for me is Mother. Fuck this movie. This movie is absolute dog shit. There is absolutely nothing redeemable about this movie. Javier Bardem and Jennifer Lawrence both get wasted in this entire movie. Their acting talents are terrible. Their careers are pretty much shot at this point, because I know Jennifer Lawrence is going to take a break at this point. Javier Bardem, you were great in Skyfall. What are you doing in this movie? And yet you believe it's all in the metaphors and you have to think about it. And all these made critics are like, it made me think. I'm like, yeah, it makes me think about breaking someone's face open. Or it makes me think about breaking my computer in half, punching the computer, less like that scary maze game. Screw this movie. This movie's freaking awful. I don't understand what people see in this movie. I don't get it. We're gonna follow you because you're famous. We're gonna follow you because you're famous and you have such great war telling and great stories. I'm like, you should follow your own instinct. You shouldn't follow because of one guy like a god. Seriously, Mother is my #1 worst film of the year. It's probably my #1 worst movie of the decade because it's the first time I have not finished a movie. I didn't finish it. Fuck this movie. Suck the devil's dick and burn in hell. That's why it's my #1 worst movie of 2017. Be quiet! And that is it for my worst films of 2017. Thank you guys all for watching this list. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry I didn't see as many films as I had last year, but, you know, with work and whatnot, dealing with a lot of issues personally, it's just been a tough year for me. But you know what? I'm glad 2017's over. We're going to look forward to having another great 2018 because I cannot wait. I have some big things planned in 2018. I cannot wait to tell you guys about it. With that being said, guys, if you have not seen Shane or Joe's list, please check them out before checking out mine. And then look forward to Alex and Austin's list as well because they'll be coming out soon. So with that being said, guys, thank you all for joining me today in my top 10 worst films of 2017, my top 10 best films of 2017. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Stay awesome and fuck the movie Mother.